are you? So I hope everyone's enjoying the new 3-song EP. Originally, Saint was just going to be the only one coming out as a single. But I thought, you know what, like Limbo and Skins is already out, and I did promise you guys that I'll put it out. So that's what I did. I did put it out. And the thing is, this isn't the hybrid album. So 이게 hybrid 앨범이 아니어가지고, so this isn't the hybrid album. The hybrid album is we have it separately. We just have that bit separately. And the thing is, it's that one's gonna come out maybe. That's probably gonna come out maybe next year after the tour. I think that's gonna come out after the tour. So yes. Oh shit. So, just talking a little bit of Saints, and just wanted to explain maybe a little bit of the story and the lore. By the way, our tour's coming up soon, guys, so I don't know if you all noticed that, but 투어를 할 건데 하이브리드 앨범은 내년에 나와요. I'm good, baby. How are you? I'm good. I've been good. By the way, guys, Saint, the music video is out. So if you guys haven't checked that out, go check that out. Saint, 들어볼까?
How? You've been lied to, and yet you're a fool for believing it. What promises did it make you? A world, power, or perhaps a way out?
So what is Mitre referring to? By the way, that's Mitre if you couldn't tell already. So this is for today's live is a lot more for my theorists and my lore analysts. So we know the hybrid is a separate entity, right? Hi Sayang. So we know the hybrid is a separate entity. We know we haven't seen the hybrid. We have a version of what Ian's being influenced by the hybrid looks like, which is the version we saw of Limbo and now Saint. By the way, Saint, Limbo, not Skins, Saint Limbo is part of the hybrid album. So that they're part of the hybrid universe. So those two is in the hybrid universe. I love you too, babe. Jayan, get it? I don't know what that means. So yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to say. The world that we explore. So what is the sword and what is Saint about? So what Saint is about is, in the video, the person that we see with the wings is Mitre. But the person that we see carrying the sword, in the beginning, isn't Mitre. I know it might confuse some of you, but hear me out. So this is still Ian's story, and what the hybrid is about. So just to clear a lot of my theories, what the hybrid is about, to summarize it, is when the album comes out as well, the hybrid is essentially about how Ian, or aka Insanity, turns into insanity, right? So we got an introduction of who insanity is in Dear Insanity, but we also know that we don't know how Ian eventually falls into insanity. We know he goes to the other side, right? And essentially, the hybrid is the gateway to Ian turning into insanity. Now hear me out. What does a hybrid look like? And what is a hybrid? The hybrid is I said this before, but the hybrid is an ancient god. Kind of a god that the god that kind of is almost like a ruler of the other side, but not the originator. So it's kind of like a uninvited god that kind of essentially takes over the other side as we know it. So when does Ian first encounter the hybrid? So 하트 사인을 해주세요. 뭐? 대박. 이거 뭐야? 이런 것도 되구나. Anyway, yeah. So I get sidetracked. 와, 대박. 이거 뭐야? 이거 틱톡에만 있는 줄 알았는데 여기 있구나. 뭐야 이거? Sorry, I got sidetracked. Anyway, what was I? Yes. My ADHD is just not. Alright, it's enough hearts. Why does it go the other way around? What if I do this? Oh shit, 대박! 우와, 개쩐다. 우와. 뭐야? I'm sorry guys, sorry. 죄송해요. 이런 걸 알려주면 안 되는데요. Big heart? Did something happen when we do big heart? Nothing's happening. 뭐야? 뭐야? 아무것도 안 되는데? There's nothing works. That works. Anyway, stop teaching me emojis because I'll do it. Stop teaching me how to do these emoticons. Anyway, so what was That's so cool. Since when did we get these? 이거 뭐 언제부터 이런 게 생겼지? 신기하네. 이거 언제부터 이런 게 생겼다고? 크게 하면 이게 아무것도 안 되는데. Anyway, so anyway, guys. So where was I? Sorry, cut all of that out if you're trying to piece together the law. So the hybrid is what we know, a separate entity that exists, and Ian has no idea about who the hybrid is, right? Until he goes to the other side. How does Ian come across the hybrid? Well, some might say the hybrid almost misleads him to itself. Ian stumbles upon it not I wouldn't say coincidentally. I'd say it's almost as if Ian was led to the hybrid. And the hybrid album starts with an opening where Ian first encounters the hybrid, and obviously you have the questions, the dialogue. And by the way, we're all going to make this, we're all going to shoot this. What we see, Saints and Limbo, they're just kind of, I could honestly say they're a little bit more of the middle part of the album story. So that's what you're getting. So you don't really have a good idea of the story or how it's really rolling out. I know some of you guys are trying to piece certain pieces together, but trust me, when the hybrid album comes out, you guys will just be mind blown and you'll have a better understanding of what Saint is, and you have a better understanding of all of this and what's coming out at the end of Saint. That's also another surprise. We've been doing a lot of world building. So I can tell you a few things. Where does the hybrid live? The hybrid dwells or resides or hides in the void. Now, where is the void? The void is somewhere locked away in the other side. So the only way you can get into the void is via a special key. Yes, and we're talking about a big door. The hybrid essentially is made up of the 8 phases of the moon. But the 8 phases of the moon, as we know it, are phases of one moon. In this world, the 8 phases of the moon are separate moons. So we have 8 moons in the world of the other side. Are you catching me? The hybrid joins all of these 8 moons, and it turns into an eclipse. The eclipse signals the coming of insanity and also the coming of, that took me, but also it imposes the hybrid. Now the hybrid uses Ian as a puppet. It's a god that has an agenda, and it imposes his or hers, don't know, powers to generally create I guess you could say a messenger. And hence the reason Ian turns into insanity. So here's how the conversation goes. Ian goes to the hybrid and states, "What am I doing here? What do you want from me? Or rather, who are you and what is your name?" The hybrid's voice, but it's made up of many, many voices. Insane, I'm sure you might have caught that somewhere. But it's made of many, many voices. Who's the white masked guy or girl? The white masked guy. I'm giving the. So I don't know who the white mask guy. Oh, so that's a little bit more to the Maido law. So with white hair at the end. Yes. Okay, so let me just explain to you. Okay. 8 phases, 8 separate doors. All that coexist inside the other side, but inside the void where the hybrid exists. What does the hybrid want with Ian? Well, the hybrid wants Ian to be a loyal follower because it needs Ian as a vessel. Why is the hybrid trapped? And who put the hybrid there? Well, possibly Maido. Which is why Mito might be so cautious and so, I guess you could say, alert and very well informed about what's happening to Ian. Now, the really fun thing here is, will we get a reveal of what the hybrid looks like when the album drops? Maybe. And how does it look like? Because it's a god of all gods. What does it sound like? And most importantly, why does it, will it succeed? So I said 8 phases of the moon. Sorry, that's 4. 8 phases of the moon, meaning 8 different keys, 8 different shards. Each dimension sets up almost like a mission, I guess you could say. Or kind of like if you know, for example, I'll give you a reference with Dragon Balls. You know when the Dragon Balls all scatter on, you have to find all the Dragon Balls to re-summon Shenron. I think that's what the dragon's name is. And he grants you an ultimate wish. So the hybrid is using the same tactic. It's lying to Ian. And it's imposing certain things, certain promises. I'm not going to tell you what it promised Ian, but it might be lying, and essentially this is why Ian goes down this path blindly, hence turning into insanity later. No. So how is Mito so and through the successor, it gains powers. But not just it gains powers, but it gains a vessel and a rite of passage. Why is it so important? Because it needs the rite of passage of a vessel in order for the hybrid to escape into the other side. Right? And by escaping out to the other side, it obtains complete control of this world. So Mito is the guardian, or rather the gatekeeper of the other side. And what's really fun about this is there are certain relations and certain ties with Mito and the hybrid in the past, before Ian, right? Before Ian. So that's why Mito is well more informed, and he has a certain idea of what the hybrid is doing. And quite possibly because maybe Mito was the first successor of the hybrid, but resented the hybrid. So the god that Mito talks about, and the god that Mito resents, and has ultimately turned into a fallen, might possibly be the hybrid. That's something to think about. And now we come across Saint. So I said 8 phases of the moon, meaning there's 8 tasks. One of them is what we can see in Saint. What is the sword? What's the meaning behind the sword? Now that I'll reveal later, but the sword holds more of a powerful tool that was once wielded by certain past ancient gods, right? It doesn't necessarily belong to anyone, but it rather falls into, I would say it's almost like a god killer, which is why the hybrid sends Ian to destroy, or rather, maybe steal the sword. We see bits and pieces of Mito wielding it. And the whole reason we see a glimpse into the past. By the way, when we see Saint, the clips that we see with Mito holding it via the one with the gloves. The gloves are an important piece, ladies and gentlemen. Only through these gloves you can wield the sword. Nothing else. The character with the blue eyes, that's Ian. That's Ian going down the route of turning into insanity. Again, one of the phases, one of the tasks, one of the dimensions out of the 8 we're seeing in Saint. What does the clock resemble? What does the clock essentially signify? So, what is this? It's a circle. Okay, well, it's not a heart. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not a heart, it's a circle. But what also looks like this? A moon. A moon looks like this, but also the clock, a analog clock. So the circle is, so we have the 12 o'clock hand here, the 3 o'clock hand here, 6 and 9, right? But essentially one full rotation is one full circle, meaning one full moon. And another is another full moon. And essentially the clock and the time, the analog clock, is assigned to how much time Ian is given per phase. Once it goes complete, it turns into an eclipse. And then his next dimension opens. It's kind of like you're trying to stay alive almost within that 24 hours or 12 hours. Does anyone know what I say in Welcome to the Other Side? The last part of Welcome to the Other Side. Does anyone recall? On Welcome to the Other Side, the song, what do I say at the end of it? At the end of the song. Anyone? Anyone? 2 minutes left to midnight. That's correct. It says 2 minutes left to midnight. Meaning, what does that mean? It means it's about to hit the full rotation. Once it hits the full rotation of midnight, what also happens at midnight usually, you have maybe the full moon come out. It's a very cliche thing sometimes. And what happens when it's a full moon? What do you think? What do you hear? What do you know for a fact when somebody sees the full moon? Well, they say the full blue moon. Well, wolves. Yes. Now we're starting to draw. And bells and wolves. Those two sounds are significant of insanity. Understand? Comprende? So we have the one full yellow moon, which is insanity. And then we have one black moon, which is minor. Correct. So each of these two individuals have what we know essentially. And okay then, so scratch all of this. What happens if you put the black moon, the dark moon, and then the yellow moon together? What happens if you fuse the two? Just gonna wait. Just visually picture it. A yellow moon in the back or the black moon at the front. Or an eclipse. Correct. That is a hybrid. But it's not what you think. It's not insanity and Mito fusing to become the hybrid. the hybrid is the influence that the eclipse has of Mito and insanity. Mito has an essence of the hybrid, so does insanity. Mito has the essences of the hybrid from the past, and insanity has now the essences of the hybrid as we see it presently. 8 phases. Once these 8 phases are complete, you have unlocked a new character, which is Mr. Insanity. And we see peak versions of insanity during Saint. What does the true insanity look like? What does the true master form of insanity looks like? It looks pretty intense. What you would expect, a manically crazy, almost unexpectedly dangerous, risky person to look like. In this case, insanity becomes a god. Not in the image of the actual god itself, but almost a separate. Right? Where does insanity get all these sparkles and all the lights and all the glitters from? That's something that I can't reveal just yet. And here's another fun fact. So Saint Ian, or aka Insanity, future Insanity, goes to take the sword, steal it, go through a trial, and destroy it. But by touching the sword, it gets a glimpse of its previous owner, who you might think is Mito. That's right. So that's why we get a little glimpse into the past. No. And that's kind of what we see in Saint. We have an image at the end where Mito's holding the sword down and crouching. We have Insanity. By the way, the one in the red cape, that's Insanity. Every time he unlocks something, he takes the essences of hybrid. Now let me break this down for you guys. All right, for all your theorists and for all the lorists right there. Lorist, I like that name. We have, I like to differentiate my characters into colors. Okay? What is the primary colors of Mito? Red, black, and white. Red, black, white. That's Mito. What are the primary colors of Insanity? Violet, purple, green, and gold. Correct. So we have Mito as red, white, black, green, violet, and gold, yellow. So keep these 3 colors, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, if y'all could have the heart signs, and if you could put up the heart signs of Mito. You can put up the heart signs of Mito, the heart colors of Mito, that would be nice, and the heart colors of Insanity. So we see the colors right there, ladies and gentlemen, in the comments. Someone did a very brilliant job. Okay. Right, let's have all those hearts come on. Perfect. Red, black, and white. Perfect. Violet, green, and... Okay, good. So we can identify those 3 colors, those 6 colors, completely different, right? Now, what are the hybrids colors? What are the hybrids colors? The hybrid colors consist of red, blue, What was the third one? Red, blue, and green, I believe. Red, blue, and green, or red, blue, and gold. Sorry, I'm fuck my life. My mind's just. So in the case of red, blue, and green. Sorry, red, blue, and green. Yes. So red, blue, and green, right? Red, green, and blue, or as we know as the primary colors, the RGBs. In these three colors, right? So which two colors have the same similarities of Mido and Insanity? The red and the green. Sorry, I'm not going to put my finger up. So Mido's red is influenced with the hybrid. Insanity's green is influenced with the hybrid. What is the one alternating color that's kind of stuck in the middle? I guess it would be stuck in the middle, sorry. The blue. Right, so the blue is the influential color that we see in the eyes. When Ian's eyes go blue, or when Mido's eyes go blue, then that's when you know the hybrid has taken over. Does anyone know the color palettes of the RGBs? We have the three most influential colors: red, green, and blue, or the most standard colors, where we in color correction and everything. That's where we touch with the hues. This also is a double meaning to the hybrid, the RGBs, right? The spectrum of the RGBs. Hence, which is why the hybrid has the most powerful, essentially, right? Primary colors. Now, here's another one. What do I say in no? So I feel like I'm quizzing you guys today. I hope you don't mind. What do I say in No Blueberries? Tell me what's in your eyes, baby. What do I say? What are the lyrics? What Live was looking at in the music video. Does anyone remember what Deep Your Life was looking at in the music video? In the music video of No Blueberries, Deep Your Life was looking at something as he got out of the car. That's right, a hand watch. Yes, that's right. What's the one thing that's revolving around the No Blueberry monster? I'm not sure if you guys got it, but there's something that revolves around it kind of, when we see it and it appears and I'm running away from it in the car park, we see something revolve around the monster. It's a clock. A clock. So what does that possibly mean? This is set in the future. This is when Mido and Live and all of that, we do have a clash of universes. Right? So this is when they're well aware of what the colors of the hybrid is. Meaning, they have to, so when I indicated that line, tell me what's in your eyes, baby, red, green, or blue, it's essentially saying, who are you? In my timeline, it means who are you? Are you Mito, Insanity, or are you the hybrid? I'm gonna put that there. All good? We're catching up now. Okay, so that is essentially what I'm tying in. We've been touching on this law since a while back. I haven't put it out too much out there, but I wanted to clean up a few things. And me and my team, we're working on a potential concept art book, but also a potential law book, kind of like a informative law conceptual art. I don't know what you call it. Like a book to kind of put out there before we drop the movie, right? And by the way, guys, tour's coming up soon. So tour is something that I think I wanted to really prepare myself really well for. But at the same time, I can't wait to see all of you guys out there. I do really want you guys to come out and see this. And it's something that I think I definitely, as much as I bring me and my team, we work so hard to bring you guys the best and just do everything we can in our powers to bring all this universe and bring all these concepts and bring all this art to life, to put on a show for you guys, because that's what we're good at. And everyone just makes it so much easier, the team. And I like to say, none of it is ever possible without the people on our team. And they work not effortlessly. So they work so hard around the clock to make these things come to life. And once again, these stories and these concepts, it's not just through me, it's through my whole team. We talk about it, we brainstorm, we all collectively come together, and we pretty much we pretty much join forces to bring all of this to life to all of you guys. And as much as we brand ourselves in the art we do, I do want to brand ourselves in the shows that we do now. No more I don't want to do like a basic art show. Well, sometimes we do, but I do want to push my limits in presenting what you see on screen, just as impactful as to what you see in front of your faces. So we're working so hard to make that magic come not just from the screen, but to the stage and in front of all of you guys. So yeah, that's something that I definitely want to start branding, and it's something that I definitely want to just really bring a whole new fun and excitement to. I want people to come to our shows and be like, man, that's something that, it's a seasonal thing. So just like Cirque du Soleil has a seasonal change of themes and concepts, I too want that to happen within the DPR shows. I just want to keep changing it up. I want to add a theme, but I also want to bring all these characters and all these storylines, and not just a character of my own sanity and the hybrid, God forbid. It's also like characters that are part of that universe. We have, so the things I have yet to show you is amongst these dimensions and amongst these worlds that we build, there are inhabitants and there are characters that dwell in that. There's cultures that reside that we are coming up from scratch, and they too have such a significant role, just like the green, and later on, it would be such a dream to bring that all to life in person in front of you guys. It's not easy. I'm not gonna lie. It's not easy doing a lot of these projects, and when we do it, we put so much heart into it, just purely for the purpose of bringing some type of joy or entertainment or something that you guys could essentially hold on to and thoroughly enjoy. Like we said, we're just putting on a show for you guys, and it's something that we're extremely passionate about, and it's something that we want to continuously just keep doing, just so we can, I don't know, maybe make your days a little bit even a little bit better, or something for you guys to just look forward to. Like I just really want to do this just because it's the only thing I'm really good at, and this is just the world I know, and I think I'm gonna do it until I probably drop dead. But it's sometimes it's just not easy, but it's well worth it. And it's just something that I think our team also appreciates when you guys do reaction videos and you guys leave your feedback and you guys share it amongst your friends. It's something that we just, it amps ourselves up so much. It's essentially just, on just behalf of our team, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for always being there. We'll always have dreamers dreamers are always going to have such a good and obviously one of the most specialist places in my heart, and this would all mean nothing if it wasn't for you guys out there. So thank you guys for making this worth it. I don't know what I'll be doing if I wasn't doing this. I don't go out, I sometimes don't sleep, I don't eat properly, and a lot of it does come down to maybe the prison that I build around my mind, and sometimes I can't help it. I can't help switching. It's one of the most embarrassing things, to be honest. It is one of the most embarrassing things to not be able to control your switches, and more times than not, I lose a lot of my friendships, and I lose a lot of relationships, and just a lot of my life in general. I don't have a normal life, and I'm not asking for anyone to understand any of it, but it's just essentially what I've kind of I just kind of dwell in, I guess. But I can't complain. I have a lot of people around me that support me, and I have such a great community, and we're doing what we love. So it is really good to be grateful, and it's a good check to have sometimes. It's a good thing to check myself. So just wanting to let you guys know, you guys have made it absolutely so much worth it. Saint is just one of many, just like we always say. And sorry guys, just losing my voice a little bit. And it's something that I don't know. I just sometimes sit here and I wonder, like, sometimes I just wonder what I'm doing, really. Because all I ever do is work. Don't get me wrong, I do enjoy life, and I do enjoy things that sometimes we take for granted. But it's like I said, it's just an honor to be doing this for you guys. And just want to say, if that's the one thing that I can really do for you guys, I'll probably do it to the ends of the earth, even in my lows and even in my highs. I would do find my way back, but yeah. So yeah, I hope your day's been good. I hope you're happy, and I hope you're trying to stay positive, no matter what. Things can turn south really quick sometimes, and regardless, it's just not up to us sometimes to be able to. It's just not up to us to judge that. It is what it is. The hardest times are usually the times where you have to learn to face and accept things. But sometimes we're just not made like that. We're people, we're emotional, we feel things. And part of that makes us special. But also a part of it makes you feel not invulnerable. Well, if it does, then good on you, but vulnerable. So, if you're going through a hard time and if you're struggling and doing anything you can to break out of the means, you're doing a good job. And it's not easy. It's not really easy sometimes. And you might think, my God, that person might have it all, That person's smiling all the time. The person looks up. But you'd be surprised. Sometimes. You'd be surprised. A lot of the torment does come from within. But yeah, Saint, just the beginning. We just came back from a shoot, and a lot of the times every time I do a lot of these things, I do feel completely sapped out of my wits. It takes a lot out of me sometimes, just because I think essentially it is a real life thing. A lot of these worlds that I bring forth, and a lot of these things that we see on screen, some of them could be just for art, and some of them is entertainment, purely for that. Don't get me wrong, but because it's such a personal thing and it's extension of who I am, I have no means of stopping anytime soon. So, bring your tickets, bring your popcorn, or bring your eyes and ears, bring your friends, and bring your A game on, and prepare to just have fun, or even for a split second just have a stress-free moment. Saint. Yeah, that's something. Skins, Limbo, it's pretty nice. I like keep dreaming. I like to keep dreaming. Don't wake me from this moment. That's a good line you did. Yeah, I have a hard time differentiating what's real and what's not sometimes. Maybe obviously the switching doesn't really help. I try so hard not to ever show that side. And I don't know if it's if it's me or if it's somebody else that doesn't like that. But yeah, more times than not, I try making myself not very I try not to reveal too much. Because it's you only give power to how much. Sorry, I'm losing words. I'm losing focus here. God, I totally forgot. I totally forgot how to phrase that. But yeah, I try not to switch in front of it. Yeah, and a lot of you guys, mainly because it is embarrassing. But it's something that you can't help. It's something you have to coexist with, learn to accept. Even I have a very hard time, as much as there's the arts out there, and it's kind of rather exposing. But it's just me also coming to terms with accepting a lot of these things. I know my things aren't exactly mainstream, or whatever that means. I know it's not exactly certain people's cup of tea, which is fine. What's more important to you? Is it how many people see it, or how many people understand it? Maybe it's neither, or maybe it's both. But for me, I don't think I've really worried about that too much. You take it as you please. There's no rule to it. There's no one telling you what you should like and what you shouldn't. You do that to yourself. And that's the print that we leave when we go. That's the one thing we leave behind. It's just a lot of memories. So yeah, keep your chin up, and keep it rolling. My hair's growing out quite long, and like I said, I will grow it. I'll grow it. I'm growing it for the tour, so I can see you guys in my long, luscious hair. It's not that long, really. But yeah, just trying to grow it out just a little bit. Mullet, Ian. Well, it's not gonna be a mullet. It's just I'm just gonna grow it out, or simultaneously. I reckon. I think that's the way to go. Buenos dias, my love. Buenos dias. Yeah, guys. But yeah, go stream Saint Limbo. By the way, can we just listen to Skin's instrumental? I mean, no singing. I just want to hear the instrumental. 이거 목소리가 없으니 좀 허전하게 하다. 뭐지? Yeah, anyway. Yes, go stream Saint Skins and Limbo. Go watch it. Go watch the video of Saint. It's in the last piece. By the way, the last piece of the video where you see somebody come out of the stone, not the stone, the rock, behind the rock, in a forest. That's also a very important scene. I don't know for what. I'm not going to tell you anything, because if I do spoil it anymore, then I will get kicked off. I will get kicked off. But yeah, guys, go and watch it now. Go and watch it, Saint. You'll love it. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave you guys on that note. I do have a shoot tomorrow as well, which I'm not sure if I was allowed to say, but I do. I just came back from a shoot as well. So yeah, no rest for me yet. I'm gonna go to it now, guys. I'm gonna rest for a big day tomorrow. Yeah. Just want to say thank you. And I hope a little bit of the law thing helped for all the theorists out there. Hope that helped a little bit. Alright, ta-da. 사랑합니다. 여러분, 저는 이제 다음날 촬영이 있어서 촬영 끝나고 온 거예요. 그래서 촬영에서도 자러 가야 됩니다. 그래서 자고 그리고 자고 다시 연락할게요. Alright guys, love you all.